everybody, Matt back with you. Hope you're okay. What a gorgeous day today. So, as much as I enjoy telling you stories of historical murders and the like, sometimes it's nice just to head out on an adventure, to go crawling through mud and water and exploring. That's the plan for today. Raid the dressing up box and get outside, especially as it's such a gorgeous day. So I've started in Mythenroyd and I'm going to head up to Cragg Vale, about halfway up anyway, and then veer off over the hillside to Studley Pike. En route I'm going to show you things that I found over those early lockdown days on videos long since deleted. Some may still exist, but I explored this area quite a lot in 2020. So the reason I explored quite a lot here in 2020 was it was the year after my dad had passed away, and he had a huge connection here in Cragg Vale. It's where he met Mum, who lived as a boy, and my granddad was a gardener, and they often moved house to house, including a good chunk of his life being the gardener for Cragg Hall. So I'll show you some bits on the way before we head across to the pike. Really is a stunning day. This might not be the best outfit. We are in bluebell season. So all being well, we're going to find ruins, waterfalls, mills, water wheels, sculptures and trees. Oh, and a swing. Beautiful spot. We'll definitely end up in some water later. After all, the Speedos are on. So it's not long until you end up amongst the trees and these what feel like very ancient woodlands. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing where the paths are. Just keep following the signs. Now this mentions here Spa Bridge. Now, I don't know if we'll get to that today, but apparently there is an old spa next to a bridge. I suppose that makes sense. Not quite sure of its location or whether it's even still there as a spa, but if we find it, we'll film it. There are some little ruins just in the field here. I'm not sure what they are. Is it a well? Oh no. It's just an little old shed. Let's press on. Look at these twisted and gnarly ancient trees. Beautiful. So I've just disturbed some deer. I've looked away in the hope I I might be able to film it. Can't see it now though, perhaps it's already gone. Let's see. How did they do that? It's vanished. So Cragg Vale does have its own Robin Hood stories. I think there's a Robin Hood stone somewhere. Just kind of hope maybe one of these stones hides a cave. How amazing would that be? Or maybe they have on them those all elusive and pesky Viking faces that I continue to try and track down. As we come out of the wood, we get a fabulous look at where we are, high above Cragg Vale. See some of the spots we're still to visit today. We're going there. There's the church where we veer off to the right to Studley Pike, but we need to be down in the bottom looking for the ruins of Paper Mill. So I'm not quite sure how I've done it, but I've managed to time it perfectly coming down off the hill on paths I haven't used before, pinky promise, and I'm pretty much coming out at the ruins of the mills. Now I'm not sure if this is as close as you can get to them, but you can see hopefully there is a mill there, and there is another one here, and beyond that I think is Paper Mill. There's a few different ones here, but I'm not sure on the names of the others and where Paper Mill ends and the others begin. But yeah, this could be as close as we can get to them, but hopefully you can make it out on the picture. You get a clear look at, there's a bridge there, ruins of mills there. Some ruins here, potentially a dam here. This is what I want to show you. Look at this. A water wheel. There's certainly not many of these exist today. Yeah, this was called Paper Mill. I think it was a cotton mill. Yeah, amazing to see that, isn't it? So obviously I would be very tempted to go down and look at it. It's a little bit tricky when there are houses right next to it. That is amazing. Can't really tell you much more about it. Other people will, and hopefully you might comment on the video. Let me know. So yeah, it's a shame it's a bit inaccessible, but it's probably for the best. But I would be down there if there wasn't a car outside the house. Just amazing how all these mills harness the power of water to run. But yeah, what I meant to say was, if you know what these other mills are called, let me know. It's really like they knew I was coming. As we head up the path, the ruins just keep appearing. I wonder what's down there. Just above the mill, Paper Mill, there is these buildings here, which I would imagine these would have been around at the same time. Sign there, machine room at Castlegate Mill. So I wonder if that's one of the mills further down the hill, or if this is Castlegate Mill. Don't know. Let's continue. So now we're heading back up the hill. Old co-op there, that's where Dad used to work. And across there is Cragg Vale, which, as I say, my granddad was the gardener there, and my dad was at school in Mytholmroyd, and they lived somewhere there, I'm not sure exactly where, but on the grounds. And yeah, that's where Mum met Dad. So soon we'll be heading off this road, down into the valley there, and across to Studley Pike. But before we do that, I'm going to head a little bit further up and to the left. We'll see why soon. There's some more old mill ruins just here, but there is also a chicken, and I'm wondering if this is where Thornburs was. I don't know. Sorry about the noise. There's some work going on behind. That's the other side of where I've just shown you. Across this side is former Cragg Vale School, so it's obviously having renovation work done on it now. But it's also where I concluded my teaching career. So we're back in the woods again, heading up to the top of the hill. The next thing to show you. Once again, it is a cornucopia of paths. I'm hopeful we're near to the next spot I'm going to show you, if I've picked the right path. Here we are. So these are the ruins of Banktop Farm, which is an old 16th century farmhouse. Which is now unfortunately in pretty bad disrepair, and it's had fires recently that have probably finished it off for good. Well, okay, so this is inside the ruined farm, Banktop Farm. You can see evidence of the fires that were here. I'm not sure how long ago the fires were. I believe about 10 years ago. It still had a roof on, so it must be along that time. I have done a video from here already, but for some reason when I was here, most of the footage vanished and it ended up being about a 1-minute video. But I also didn't look very near to what was here, so the urban exploring outfit is on, so let's see what we can find. So there's lots of old pieces of junk metal lying around, which I guess were originally here. So firstly, I'm just going to see, is this a cellar? Certainly is. Don't think there's any way of getting down there, but I don't know. How far that goes. Yeah, they're not actually steps going down to it, so no way. We can side without breaking anything. I don't think we can get anywhere even once we're here, fortunately. So it's just a quick look. Wow. Old bike there. Could do with those ladders. Okay. Maybe this is the front room. I don't know. There's a good fireplace here. It's still here. So it's quite windy here. Apologies if you can't hear me. This is the outside of the house. What a fabulous building. Look at the decor above the windows. And on it there's a date there above the door. Starts with 16. I'm not sure what the rest of it is. You would really think they could have done something with this, but I'm guessing it's listed and therefore maybe not. It's interesting that the old tractors are still here, which I presume belong to the farm. See if we can get into the little back room. Tiny skull belong to. Okay, so there we go. That will do for our explore of Banktop. Let's get back on track, back over the hill to our next destination. So there's a lot of old tractors actually on the outside. Sure if the barhouse, the hay inside doesn't look too bad, but anyway. That is our look at the farm. Now I'm over halfway through my battery, and I'm not sure we're halfway through the walk yet. So switch off, and we've got a fair walk to get to our next destination. So let's crack on. I'll see you there in a minute. Although before I go too far, I'm not sure if this is the stone to do with Robin Hood. Could be. But if nothing else, we get an excellent view from up here. That's our next stop. So this church is St. John the Baptist in the wilderness. I presume it's still in use as a church. Graveyard looks in good condition. And we have a pub. This one is the Hinchliffe Arms, not Hinchcliffe. A little bit of probably unwanted notoriety here. This is where a certain Mr. Saville used to have his caravan. That's as far as I'm going with that. Best forgotten. Our next stop is just up here. Right, here is our next stop. So obviously we're in the location of a former mill, and the chimney still stands. And this is why I'm showing it to you, because hopefully you will see this one is open. What are we going to find? Wow. There we go. Inside the Cragg Vale chimney. Wow. That's amazing. There's not many chimneys you can still climb in around here. Those that you can kind of climb in are usually full of birds' nests and everything else. So to stand in the centre of the chimney of the old mill, that's amazing. So we're now passing Cragg Hall. These are beautiful buildings. Again, this is where Grandad was a gardener and lived, and Dad lived here. Again, I'm not entirely sure if they were in the gatehouse or somewhere else, but we need to crack on. As my battery is now at 20% and I still haven't finished, there's a very real possibility this video will not include Studley Pike. However, we have obviously covered that before, and I will stick the old video link at the end. And we may just retitle this one Adventures in Cragg Vale, and we'll see how far we get. So we've now reached Rudcliffe Wood. This is another location I wanted to show you. It's very much out of the way, and yep, this is the bit you might want to skip forward a bit. It's Speedo time. Not before time, eh? God. So I really do class this as one of my secret locations. It is just beautiful.
Dreams just out of reach. Work till you die, that's what they teach you at school. With that in mind, what's there to lose? My friends and I on TV flags and blues. Oh, hear them all singing. We're the ones that you've forgotten, but we will not play tonight. Coming out of the shadows. Yeah, yeah, we rock the satellite.
If you've turned the picture down, this is 3 seconds away from the end of the Speedos, promise. Tree demon. In the distance is Withens Clough Reservoir. We've come quite a long way today. Look down into the valley, you can see the chimney. Top there is the bank top ruin we went to. There are a few things we're not seeing today, but I've done videos on. Includes, like Withens Clough Reservoir, at the far end of the reservoir is the big ruin of Red Dyke's farm. Done videos on those. Up on the hillside up there as well, there is the remains of a World War II bunker. So there's a lot of things we're not covering today. Once again, I'm just going to switch the phone off, save that last bit of battery in the hope we might just reach our final destination, which isn't the next stop. So we're high above Withens Clough Reservoir. These are the trees that separate us from Studley Pike. We're also separated by a bog. Dagnabbit. Oh, this path is lovely. Hopefully just enough for our last destination, which is a bit further up the hill. Sorry, we're not going to make it to Studley Pike. About 3% battery left. But there are some ruined houses on this hillside, some ruined farms. As you can see, there's not much left of this one. But there is one a little bit further up that has a lovely surprise. Right, 1% battery. So, another ruin here, whose name I'll stick on it. Is that treat. It's a shame people have thrown their crap in here. So, shame it's full of garbage now, but there we go. A cellar from an old farmhouse. Is our last thing to see today. So I hope you've enjoyed our adventures in Cragg Vale. Sorry we didn't reach Studley Pike. Next time I could do the whole thing again, different route. There's so much to do up here and so much history. So from this creepy old cellar, we'll see you soon. Bye for now. A Viking. That can only mean just above this ridge we'll see Studley Pike. Okay, so sorry about the fast ending to the video, but we did see a lot of different things today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found some stuff there maybe you haven't seen before. And if you like this kind of video, please feel free to like, share and subscribe to my channel. There's lots more still to come, including I think we need to try and round up some of the things I've been underway with, like the pub crawls, the old missing pubs of Todmorden, the walks on the canal, so there's still lots to do. If you remember, I did say there were a few things in this video that we didn't cover, but I have covered. Now, I'm sure if I was technical, I'd just be able to go click on the link here or something, but otherwise, just have a search for these videos if you're interested in some other spots in Cragg Vale. So these are just the covers of the videos on YouTube and what words to type in if you want to look for them. This one is about the Viking faces that I've found so far. This one, the big old ruin of Red Dyke's farm at the end of Withensclough Reservoir. The long 1.5 mile underground tunnel under Great Manshead Hill. Maybe you'd be interested in the folklore of the two lads' cairns. And last but not least, let's not forget that we have reached Studley Pike before, so you can see that there. So there we are, guys. Thanks as always for watching. I shall see you for the next video soon. Take care.